Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We are looking at the John Cena The Last Time Is Now tournament. I am honestly bored out of my mind. I'm at home on a Monday. I am waiting for Monday Night Raw. I'm out of the loop. I don't really know what to do with myself with a Monday off. I normally have Friday and Saturday. I'm planning on releasing this Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific when I go to lunch. Is just to have some sort of the content out and get to talking about these matches, because I don't know when I'll be able to talk about these Friday Night SmackDown matches coming up in the meantime. So we don't know the winner of the Javon Evans versus Gunther match and the Solo Sikoa match versus the mystery opponent that honestly could be anybody. But we're going to start by looking at the Finn Balor versus Penta match. At this time, I don't really know what the plan is for this tournament. There's been no tournament brackets released as of now. We don't really know if you go all the way back to the first night, Raw, November 10th. We don't know if Rusev won his match against Damian Priest and Sheamus won his against Shinsuke Nakamura. We don't know if that's going to be a second round match where we're going to put Rusev versus Sheamus. And then we go over to SmackDown and we had Jey Uso defeating The Miz, and we had LA Knight defeating Zack Ryder. What my guess is, because there are no tournament brackets and they keep trying to get over, everybody has their own ball inside of the tumbler. And we also know that with the balls and the tumblers, that there were more names inside of the tumbler that just didn't get picked. Because at one point, we had R-Truth trying to put his balls into the tumbler and was told by Nick Aldis that his name was already in there. So there are mysterious names that are not going to get a chance. So, in kayfabe, I guess everybody had a shot in order to win this. A lot like when names and numbers are pulled for the Royal Rumble. So I don't know, once these matches happen on November 21st on Friday, I don't know if all the winning balls are going to get thrown back into the tumbler, spun around, and then we're going to redraw the second round so everybody comes out at random. So we don't know what matches, honestly, we really could get. But looking at Finn Balor versus Penta, this one is honestly weird, because if you look at, 3 of the 4 names that were named for this Last Chance Is Now, 3 of the names don't really have any connection to John Cena. Finn Balor, he's only really had 2 matches that John Cena has been involved in. They had a singles match in 2018 where Cena defeated Finn Balor, where he got to move on to the Elimination Chamber that year. And in 2019, Finn Balor won a 4-way with Balor, Cena, McIntyre, and Corbin, where he earned a shot to fight Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble that year for the Universal Championship. In my mind, I thought that was Finn Balor actually breaking through to being a main event superstar for the first time since he was injured at SummerSlam 2016. I thought he kind of got put on the shelf because Vince was like, man, Triple H talked into giving you a big push. You have your first match. Well, I guess it was kind of his third match, because he debuted on Raw. He won a match to move on in a tournament. He won the second round, and then he was just fighting Seth Rollins for to be the first Universal Champion. He won the match, but he ended up injuring himself, and I think that's one of the main reasons why he was never able to get the push that we thought. But then once Triple H regained complete power, he never pulled the trigger either. So I don't know. I had the highest hopes for Finn Balor when he came over to WWE. I guess that would be before WrestleMania 31. And then even going to the Monday Night Raw I'm not sure if it was a Raw reunion or an anniversary special. It ended with the Balor Club and DX with Scott Hall inside of the ring. And to me, that was kind of like Triple H pointing, like, we still know this is going to be the guy. And that was like kind of like what I hoped for. But as of right now, Balor is, I guess you can kind of say, the leader of the Judgment Day. Dirty Dom has really kind of like almost separated himself from the pack, but they still come together inside of their clubhouse. They've probably lost bigger names such as Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley than they have on their roster. But this storyline, I think, is staying together until Liv Morgan finally returns to Monday Night Raw. And at that point, we'll have to find out really what's going on with Dirty Dom, Roxanne, Liv. We got to kind of put it together. Penta is a big name. He got the early push on Monday Night Raw, but we've never really seen him be able to like close the door on like the Intercontinental Championship matches that he had with Dirty Dom. At this point, he's still a name, but it's almost like he's become like a 50-50 guy that is still in the hunt, but he's never been able to close the door here. So honestly, in my opinion, if I look over at the other side with Carmella Hayes going up against Bronson Reed, both of those guys are heels to me. I know that Carmella Hayes is kind of in his own little deal with Miz, but that kind of makes him look like a good guy, but they haven't really pulled the trigger on him being a full heel or babyface over being a heel. I don't really know what to pick here, but this could be just the easiest, like, this is what we need for the next round. Only because of the fact that Finn Balor doesn't seem to get a lot of singles victories, even though JD McDonough just, got a huge one a few weeks ago against Sheamus. I'm going to pick Penta to get the win here on SmackDown and move along. But it's hard for me, like I said, because there's no real connection between Penta and John Cena. I'm guessing they're just putting his name into here because there's possibly a second round matchup that they're really looking forward to that they think is going to be big for him. So I'm picking Penta to get the win.